Welcome, Gemini, to your energy reading for the month of August 2026. Of course, as always, take what makes sense for you and your story. If anything does connect, if you don't mind supporting with a like, comment, subscribe, really does help me out being a new YouTuber. So welcome in. Hope you enjoy this content, and thank you for your time and energy. And let's just see what's going on for Geminis in August. I'm going to pull out some astrological cards for the overall energy. I'll move into the tarot for deeper messages and then pull out a mindful message for what the universe wants you to keep in mind. So let's just see where we go. And I hope you have a great August. So let's see, we got Cancer energy talking about immerse. This is a 4 card. This can talk about your home life, family life, relationships in general, maybe something about your emotional well-being. It's interesting because I was burping a little bit as I was doing the intro, which is actually a spiritual message for me. I know it's random and weird, but it's just how I channel as an empath. But it does represent healing. So maybe there's something about immersing yourself in your emotional well-being and finding emotional healing around this time in August. That this could be something that you're still working through. We also had Mercury in retrograde. Geminis do rule Mercury, and it was in Cancer as well. So maybe Cancer season, the second half of or the how should I say, the first half of July was maybe, I'll just say July in general, because honestly, whether it's Cancer season or moving into Leo season towards the end of July, it just kind of feels like hot mess, emotional energy. And you could be dealing with something having to do with your home life, family, relationships that could have been the root cause of this or played a part in this in some way. You could have Cancer in your chart, could be dealing with one, doesn't have to be. This is the energy. Wow. And then I look at the bottom of the deck and there you are, Gemini, with the number 3. So there's definitely something here about rebalancing. And I feel like too, kind of like rebuilding. It's like these bumblebees. I'm actually going to take this card. Wow. And then there's the moon right underneath that. Yeah, so and the first house too, which is Aries energy. But yeah, there's something about you stepping in, like getting your power back, stepping into a new version of yourself. And what I was going to say with this Gemini energy that's showing up is like making changes, doing little tasks, or like making changes in your daily tasks, your daily habits, things like that. I just feel like it could be like new people, new places, a new way of like yourself, or a version of yourself, I guess I'll say. And especially when it comes to like having clarity, which I feel like with this moon card, because the moon can be represented by Cancer and Pisces. I'm actually a Pisces moon, Gemini sun. Maybe you connect with that. Doesn't have to be. Maybe you're Cancer. Maybe you have a moon, Cancer moon, Gemini moon, because we have Gemini and Cancer showing up with the moon. So again, doesn't have to be. These are just the signs showing up. So it either applies or it doesn't. But I just feel like with this immersive energy of Cancer, there's like something about working through and using what you have experienced to gain this like deeper understanding about yourself, about what you've been through, and also like a deeper connection with spirit too is coming through quite strongly. This is a very intuitive card. We actually just had a full moon in the sign of Aquarius yesterday. I mean, we're still in that energy as I'm doing this reading. So maybe there's something about this full moon in Aquarius. I'm actually in Aquarius rising, so I feel like this connects with me quite a bit already. But again, it's not just about me; it's about the Gemini collective. But I just feel like there's something about this full moon energy that could be awakening you in some way, and also helping you find clarity with why things have happened in the past, and how it has actually helped you work through those things, but also like find new ways of transmuting that energy from something that was uncomfortable and maybe even painful, to something that can actually benefit you and that you can use to carry you forward. I hope that's making sense. But let's get into the tarot and let's see in further detail what's going on with this energy and what's going to be really coming up in August for Geminis. We will start out August. We are in Leo season right now, so we will start out August in Leo season for the first half, and then the second half we will be in Virgo season. So I feel like Leo season is going to be maybe a little intense too, but I feel like a lot more like intense in a I will say better way compared to what we've been experiencing in Cancer season, because especially in the last series of readings that I did, if you want to check out your last zodiac sign reading, that could maybe speak more to what you have been going through. But there was a strong message in those readings about like upliftment and empowerment and kind of like the sun shining after a stormy period in life. And it felt like a lot of the signs were dealing with something like that. So you're not alone in the struggle, I guess I'll say, Gemini. But I do feel like August, while again, there still may be things you're working through, there is this sense of like empowerment and clarity coming through. Yeah, so we have rest here with the Four of Swords. So we have another four here. So this is the I don't always get this with this card, but I'm seeing like 1111. So maybe you're seeing signs, synchronicities. 1111 is a representation of a new beginning, and also you finding peace and rest. Maybe this is something you're also being asked to immerse yourself in because of the Cancer energy, and still working through something that you may be like trying to find balance in, like whether it's your home life, relationships, or just your own emotional energy, trying to find that peace of mind. And also with like meditation too, with the moon here, connecting with your intuition, connecting with the spirit world. Again, I feel like these signs, synchronicities are coming through too to confirm that you're not alone in this, that you are being supported in your journey. This rest card is saying this is a time to pause and recharge. Let go of mental strain and allow yourself to recover. Stillness brings clarity and strength for the challenges ahead. Honor your need for rest and reflection. So definitely don't push yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Easier said than done, because even at the bottom of the deck, you have anxiety here with the Nine of Swords. So there may be a lot of like thoughts coming up that could be affecting you deeply emotionally, like thoughts about the past, what has gone wrong, fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, with maybe where you're still at because you're still working through some things. Again, I don't know if there was like a big challenge ending, something difficult. I mean, I know I have personally, but and again, it can apply to one area of your life, multiple areas of your life, where maybe there's just like, again, this healing energy of working through what is like what has been an ending or loss in your life in some way. I also feel like maybe because of what happened too, you losing a sense of peace of mind, again, like needing to find that recuperation and rest and rebalancing. Let's see what else is coming up in August for Geminis. I'm being called to tell you to take a deep breath, because I was feeling that too. Like just the energy feels a little heavy. So just again, with this rest energy, like maybe there's something about breath work, again, meditation, working on taking time out to meditate and slowing down too, because especially when you're in a state of anxiety, fear, doubt, worry, unsureness of how things are going to unfold in the future, it's like our minds can run like a million miles an hour. So it's just trying to find this, again, balance and stability within your perception. With the moon card here that talks about perception, it's like you can choose to look at this situation or even the past or even the future in an energy of like worry, fear, doubt, anxiety, or you can really rest your mind, find ease and flow, relax, and connect with your intuition, your spiritual side, to really connect with that trust and faith that things are truly working out for you, even though it may not necessarily look that way in your physical life or feel that way necessarily. But again, you can, by changing the way that you are thinking and looking at things, you effectively change how you are feeling, and therefore are more receptive to the communication from spirit and from your own intuitive guidance system. Let's see what else for Gemini. Departure, yes, Eight of Cups. So again, this is a confirmation of what I'm saying, that there has been some sort of ending in Gemini's life, whether this is in the past, whether this is recent, or this is something that you are planning on walking away from a person, place, thing, situation that just does not serve you. This also is another card of your intuition, because there's the moon in this card, but especially considering you have the moon coming up here, and the moon is also in the Cancer card as well. So you have the moon 3 times. And so I'm just saying that there's something about this like spiritual collaboration, that like, one, you're not alone in this, but to be able to trust in that, again, like I'm saying, that spiritual guidance, that spiritual wisdom from within you. And it's kind of like, I get the this is something I sometimes tell myself too, and especially recently, like, because even though you have spiritual wisdom and knowledge, sometimes it's easier said than done to put it into practice. So it's kind of like practicing what you are preaching, what you feel is right, what you feel is what is actually going to align you with what you are hoping and having faith about. It's kind of like, this actually came up in the Earth sign readings, which was a very strong message there about walking by faith, not by sight. Because it's very easy to get caught up with the current circumstances and what has been, what isn't working. Maybe worrying about like the future because it's so unknown. But this is again why you're being called to find that peace of mind, that resting your mind, and not letting the anxiety, fear, doubt, worry get the best of you. Easier said than done, granted, I know. Because it's like, well, how am I supposed to feel good when I'm in a situation that I don't like? But you have more control over your energy by choosing to have, or being more deliberate, I should say, in how you are looking at your situation and your life, and whether you're going to let this intensity get the best of you, or if you're going to use it to fuel you, to use these practices, use the tools that you have gained from these experiences and from your spiritual perception and your spiritual awareness and learning, of whatever lessons that you have learned in the past, of not doing the same things over and over, expecting different results, and kind of like, I don't know why I want to say it like this. Hopefully it'll make sense, but just like getting out of like the human egotistical kind of perspective about things, and getting more into this divine feminine, spiritual, like intuitive side of approaching life. Because I feel like you'll be a lot more empowered as you see the results of putting in that practice. I hope that's making sense. But the Eight of Cups does talk about that if there is anything that is not serving you, that is not fulfilling you, that is not aiding your joy, your peace of mind even, then maybe this is a time to walk away. Or again, maybe you already have, or maybe there has been some sort of loss, like whether a person, place, thing has like gone away from you, or that you've had to leave, vice versa, whatever. But This card is saying it's time to leave behind what no longer serves you. This decision may be difficult, but it leads to growth and fulfillment. Trust in your inner call to seek a deeper purpose and let go of the past. So yeah, it's like this gives me strong like death energy. Wow. And then we have the moon card at the bottom of the deck again about mystery. So it's like this can be scary sometimes. And or like cause fear because you're just not, again, this mystery of the unknown, the mystery of the future, like because what you have been experiencing that has been familiar, like all about that, but it's like you walking into this new path or new journey that feels unknown to you. It can bring a lot of that unsureness and maybe even losing faith or trust within yourself or even with spirit, because it's like maybe you are getting signs and synchronicities, Gemini, but it's kind of like, well, how can I use this to get a job? How can I use this to be in a better home? How can I use this to have better relationships? So I think it's like really working through trying to find out how you can use your spiritual perspective and your emotional guidance system to really put in the practical steps or take the practical steps. It's like, yeah, I know I need to walk away from this, or yeah, I know I've gone through some sort of loss or ending, but it's like, now what? Like, and my eye is like really starting to be itchy. So it kind of lets me know this is kind of more confirmation of like this kind of maybe negative energy that you could be feeling, Gemini, around this time about like the future and the unknown of like how things are going to play out, and like, am I going to be able to find a better state of being, a better state of life, being able to find or regain my peace of mind. I hope that's making sense. But let's get another card here, and then I will pull a mindful message from what source would like you to keep in mind in August. But let's just see what is incoming for us Geminis in August. Oh wow, a lot of cards just flew out, so I'm not going to take all of that. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle this really quick. Okay. Is this the card? Maybe it is. No, it doesn't feel right. Okay, I was about to shuffle and a card flew out, but it just doesn't feel right. So let's see. What is incoming for Geminis in August? So many cards, Spirit. Okay, well, this actually makes sense because you also got the anxiety card again. So I'm going to take these anyways, even though I got a few more than I was asking for, but that's okay. So what's coming up first is the Six of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. So this actually confirms to me that I feel that as we get into August, like later in August, I feel like maybe the first part of August could be a little intense, maybe frustrating, maybe still working through these emotions of what has ended or what has been a loss for you, Gemini. But it's like, with these scales here, it also speaks to me to like Libra energy, which you could have in your chart or be dealing with one. Doesn't have to be, but it kind of makes me feel like there is going to be some sort of like justice, rebalancing. But I feel like it also is confirming this air energy of your mind, being able to balance your mind and finding that grounding and stability in your mind, body, and soul, so that you are able to make these, again, like I was saying, make these practical decisions moving forward, and knowing how to spend your time, energy, attention, resources, and what actions that are going, what actions, what actions to take that are going to reap the results and rewards that you are looking for. This card of generosity is saying a balance of giving and receiving is key. Share your resources generously, knowing they will return in abundance. Acts of kindness create harmony and strengthen connection. So it's like, do what you can to still, not to say you're not doing this, but it's like, I don't know why I'm feeling like act as if. You may feel like you don't have a lot to give, but there are other forms of energy to give when maybe you don't feel like you have a lot to give or a lot to offer. It's like doing what you can. First, making sure that you're filling up your own cup, taking care of yourself, like how they say on the airplane, put on your oxygen mask first before you assist anybody else, because you got to be good in order to be able to help anybody else. So it's kind of like make sure that, especially having to do with like, work, relationships, things like that, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. This talks about your health and well-being. So make sure that you are, again, with daily habits and routines, like incorporating these things that are going to bring you this peace of mind, heart, and soul, and make you feel better in your body. You also have the Sun card of the illumination. So this actually is another really positive sign. I feel like, this is Leo energy. So I do feel like maybe in the Leo season, maybe closer to Virgo season, but of course it can happen anytime, where there is some sort of realization, epiphany, something that comes through that brings light to a dark and heavy situation. This is a very like childlike energy too. So maybe there's something about your inner child that is going to be freed, where maybe you felt like, similar in this Six of Pentacles card, there's like this mother energy and a child. So I don't know if there's something about a relationship for some of you Geminis having to do with a mother figure. I don't know if a mother figure is on the other side. For some of you, if that's the case, just know that this mother figure, whether it's a immediate mother, grandmother, ancestor, just know that they are with you, guiding you and supporting you, and that you're not alone. And to, again, work on focusing on positivity, optimism, and joy, because you also got the anxiety card again, which had showed up at the bottom of the deck earlier when I was talking about rest. I believe that's when it came up. But yeah, it's just, this is this heavy, dark, doom and gloom type of perspective. Like, I'm not happy, I'm not fulfilled, I'm not getting back what I've been putting in. I'm not really sure what to do about my situation, because I'm just like overly stressed out. Like, there's just so much going on. I'm overwhelmed, I'm overstimulated. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? It's almost like it can be somewhat of a cry for help to spirit. It's like what the hell? Like, what am I supposed to do here? But it's like spirit is trying to guide you, but you won't be able to see it if you're letting your heavy thoughts get in the way of you listening to that intuitive guidance, you being able to have this spiritual intuitive perspective over the situation that you're being called to immerse yourself in order to be able to have balanced decision making. I hope that's making sense. But this anxiety card, I feel called to read first. It says, worry and fear may be overwhelming, keeping you up at night. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't let them consume you. Easier said than done, I know. Clarity will come through patience and self-compassion, which is why I'm saying, like, putting yourself first, being generous to yourself, kind to yourself, letting yourself off the hook, not adding to, like, not overwhelming yourself as best you can, and finding that time for peace, relaxation, meditation, so that you can anchor yourself mentally and emotionally, so that you're not all over the place when it comes to knowing what to do. This illumination, I feel like, again, there's going to be some sort of clarity, or even like, I get almost like blessing energy, or something that's going to come through that it's like, oh, thank God, which I really hope for Geminis, like, especially if you are dealing with a lot of this. So it just kind of is really giving me relief energy. where you can feel free again, where maybe you haven't felt free. This card of illumination, which is the Sun card, says clarity and joy are breaking through the whatever this blockage is, lighting your path with vitality, getting your health back, feeling like yourself again. Embrace the warmth of this moment and let your inner light shine. Success and happiness are within reach, so you're a lot closer than you think. Because 8 and 9s are about the endings of cycles. Like the 8 is moving away from what's no longer serving you. The 9 is like, when is this going to end? I'm so over this. But then here comes the sun. Do 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 do. I get that song like every time I get this card. This does say step forward with confidence and gratitude. So it's like try not to be as hard as it may be around this time. To not let the pessimism, worry, fear, doubt, anxiety of your ego be so. Don't let that be hard on yourself, if that makes sense. It's like don't give in to that. And I'm burping again, which is saying that's what needs to be released. It's like, and I say this a lot too, having to do with ego and intuition. The ego is loud while your intuition is quiet, but you have to be able to quiet your mind of the ego of all this, because the ego is all this anxiety, fear, doubt, worry of this 9 of Swords. And this is you meditating and contemplating and really connecting with your spiritual wisdom, because that is coming from inside of you. It's just being able to switch that mind from the ego to your intuition. I hope that's making sense, but hopefully this was helping in some way. I know this wasn't the most like rainbows and sunshine message, but I will say things are going to be okay, Gemini. I don't know what's going on with the energy. Believe me, you're not alone in this, because I've been feeling a bit of this too, going through my own stuff. But wow. And then I was about to shuffle this mindful message deck, and this card literally just fell out, and it's conscious focus, which is literally what I've been talking about with this perception card, that you're being called to have conscious, deliberate focus on perceiving. It's like having a different lens, like, that saying, rose-colored glasses. Well, it's like intuitive colored glasses, if you want to call it that, that allows you to see clearly what is available to you, so that you are not feeling so worried about not being okay in some way, however that means to you. But this card says, what I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend time speaking or thinking of. I will do more of the things that bring me joy and see as more of those things begin to effortlessly flow into my life. So it's like, again, it's like everything's attraction. That's my philosophy, law of attraction. If you want to listen to Abraham Hicks, I highly recommend it. She's the OG law of attraction teacher, and really helps me process things when I'm feeling like I'm overthinking, or, even when I'm trying to meditate and feel like it's just not, like I'm not connecting, or I'm not able to find that calm of my racing mind. It really helps to listen to that spiritual guidance. And sometimes we need a little assistance with that, but there are tools available to be able to help you focus on positivity and optimism over fear, doubt, worry, anxiety. I'm actually going to pull one more card for you, Gemini, just because I just feel I just feel like there's something else in here for you. But let's just see what comes up for Geminis. What else does Geminis need to keep in mind, Spirit, for? Creator of happiness, yes. And there's also morning rituals, which I think is also helpful. So I'll read that one too. But we have creator of happiness, and this gives me Leo energy too. So it's like you have more power and control over this situation than maybe you are perceiving right now. Because of like what's going wrong, it's easy to focus on what is going wrong and what needs to be fixed, what the problems are. And I know it's like, as being humans and being so egocentric, egocentric a lot of times, that we're just like, no, but I need to focus on this. I need to figure it out. I need to fix it. But it's like spirit is trying to calmly and powerfully call you, like, come this way, come this way. That way is not working and helping and feeling good. We're trying to guide you in this other way. We're calling you to immerse yourself in this spiritual guidance and wisdom that is coming through signs, synchronicities, your inner being, impulses, inspirations, ideas that feel good to you. But it's like, if you kill it all with like that worry, fear, doubt, anxiety, not trusting that you are being supported, then you are more likely to feel continuously lost, or like you're spinning in circles, or that nothing's working. So, and again, I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but you can do it. And you can find joy and happiness even when it feels like maybe life is falling apart in some way. This says, I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or an individual. Therefore, it cannot be taken away. It can only be given away. It can always be found within me, which is why I'm saying you're being called to rest your mind, Gemini, because if you are in this anxiety type of stress energy or pessimistic focus, then it's time to redirect your perception to what is going to bring you ease and flow. And I feel like your morning routines are going to be beneficial too. Like how you are starting your day is very important, because if you're waking up and you're automatically jumping to that fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, then you're just starting that energy and momentum at the beginning of your day. So it makes it a lot harder to find that calm or center. Not to say that you can't do it. You of course can, and it doesn't have to be difficult. But again, when it's like you're so wrapped up in the intensity of these emotions, especially negative ones, it tends to get your attention typically a lot stronger, because it's what's going wrong and wanting it to be right. But this morning ritual says, in the mornings, I will take time to tune into myself, to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for the ones that do. So maybe it's a good time to wake up in the morning and have conscious, deliberate focus on what brings you good feelings. Like, I'm a good person. I'm worthy of doing, having whatever it is that I want. I know that I am connected to spirit and that I have the universe, the universe available to help guide me and support me along my way, and that I will be carried to where I need to go. It's just being able to trust in that calling that is coming from within, that feels right to me, even if it doesn't fully make sense. But maybe this is part of the lesson or something that you are learning around this time, Gemini, that you're learning to trust and have faith in the spiritual guidance that is trying to lead you to this joy and happiness that really you are the one creating. It's just being able to trust in what your own soul is trying to tell you. But it's up to you whether to follow it or not, whether to follow your intuition or to follow your ego. The choice is up to you, because you're the creator of your reality. But I really hope this made sense and connected for you. Definitely let me know down below with a like, comment, subscribe. Really does help me out a lot. Thanks for choosing me to read your energy. And I hope you have an amazing August.